Hello everyone, my name is Ajay Poddar. I am part of Informatica GCS team. As a part of today's presentation, we are going to see how to test Databricks connectivity from Kubernetes Pod during CDI Advanced Mapping Execution. As a part of today's presentation, we will be covering on this agenda steps to configure Databricks connectivity from Kubernetes Pod, followed by the demo. So as a first step, you need to download this Databricks insert record.java and Databricks jdbc42.jar file from this KB article. This is the KB article, and in this KB article you will see the file section where you will find this file, that is Databricks jdbc42.jar and Databricks insert record.java. Now once you have downloaded this file, edit this Databricks insert record.java file, and in this file you need to update the line number 13, 20, 21 and 22. So in line number 13 you need to update the JDBC Databricks connection string which is used in Informatica, and in line number 20, 21 and 22 you need to update the catalog name, database name and the table name. So this Java program will try to insert the record on this table to validate the connectivity from the Kubernetes pod. Once the details are updated to the Databricks insert record.java file, copy this Java file along with the Databricks jdbc42.jar file to any temporary location on secure agent machine. So this is my Databricks insert record.java file where I have updated the JDBC URL which is used in Informatica, and updated the catalog name and database name and the table name. So AJSRC is my table where the sample data will be inserted to validate the connectivity from the Kubernetes pod. Now once you update these details to this Java file, copy this Java file along with the Databricks jdbc42.jar file to any temporary location on the secure agent machine. This is my secure agent machine. So in this secure agent machine, I have created a temporary directory with the name Databricks test, and in this Databricks test I have uploaded the edited Java file and the Databricks jdbc42.jar file as you can see here. And in this file, if I perform the view, and in this Java file you can see I have updated the line number 13 with the JDBC connection string, and the line number 20, 21 and 22 with the catalog name, database name and the table name. So once you update this, you need to start your advanced cluster by running the problematic advanced mapping from IDMC. This is my mapping which is in the running state, and advanced cluster is also up and running. As we can see, Infa is Spark in running status. Now once the advanced cluster is up and running, set this environment variable, that is kubeconfig and path on the secure agent machine. So in this environment variable, like first one is kubeconfig, you need to update the secure agent home in this path, and AtSQL server latest version which is currently used in your secure agent machine, and the cluster ID. So for getting the AtSQL server latest version, you can run a command on secure agent machine, ps-ef pipe grep at scale. So in this command you will see the process in the running state, and in this you will see the path and the AtSQL server along with the current version which is being used. So for me it is 46.0.3.1. Copy this value and update it on the latest version. So similarly you need to update the cluster ID. So for getting the cluster ID, you can get it from the session log of the advanced mapping which is in the running state. This is my mapping which is in the running state. Download the session log and open the session execution log. In this session execution log, you can search with the keyword cluster ID, and you will see the cluster ID. For me it is 6ht ending with .local. Copy this cluster ID and update the cluster ID in this path. So I have already updated this detail like the secure agent home, AtSQL server latest version, and the cluster ID. So this is my updated export command for kubeconfig. Execute this command from the secure agent machine. So similarly you need to execute the export path as well. So in this also you need to update the secure agent home and the AtSQL server latest version. I have updated these detail. Copy this export command and execute it from the secure agent machine. Now once the environment variable are set on the secure agent machine, execute this kubectl get csr command from the secure agent machine. Copy this kubectl get csr command as it is. No any update is required in this command. I have executed this command. You can ignore this error message and move to the next step. Now next step will be getting the list of the pod which is in the running state. For that, execute this command kubectl get pods -a from the secure agent machine. Kubectl get pods -a. So once you execute this command, you will get the list of the pod in the running state. Since we are performing this Databricks test from the Spark driver pod, so you will need to log into this first Spark driver pod and perform this test. Now once you get the pod detail, you need to copy the JDK file from the local system to the driver pod. So for copying the JDK, first you need to identify the JDK which is currently being used by the Informatica, and same JDK need to be copied to the driver pod. So for that you can run this command ps-ef grep infoagent grep data integration. Copy this ps-ef grep command and execute it from the secure agent machine. So once you execute this command, you will see the process on the running state, and in this process you will see the current JDK which is being used by the Informatica. So for me it is JDK Zulu 8 ending with the 372. So this may differ in every environment, so please validate by running this command. Now you need to copy this Zulu directory from your local system to the Kubernetes pod. Now to copy this Zulu JDK file, you need to execute this kubectl cp command. We need to update the JDK which was identified from this ps command, and the pod name which was identified from the kubectl get pods -a command, that is the driver pod name, and the path where you need to copy this JDK. So you can copy this JDK to /temp directory of the pod. So this is my Zulu JDK file which is currently being used by Informatica. So you need to copy this file from the local system to Kubernetes pod. For that, copy this path till Zulu. So in this kubectl cp command, update the Zulu directory path and the pod identified from the kubectl get pods -a command. So we have executed this command, and here our driver pod name is this first one is Spark ending with driver. Copy this driver pod name and substitute this driver pod name value to this command. And path where you need to copy this JDK file, it will be /temp of the Kubernetes pod. So once you frame this command, copy this command and execute it from the secure agent machine. It has successfully copied this Zulu JDK file to my Spark driver pod on this /temp directory. Now once you copy this JDK file, similarly you need to copy the downloaded Databricks JDBC42.jar file and edited Databricks insert record.java file to the same driver pod on /temp location. So for this, the command will be the same: kubectl cp and temp directory path, file name, driver pod name, /temp directory. This is my kubectl command where I have updated my temp directory and the file name. So my temp directory is this one, and this is the file name where I need to update here the driver pod name. Driver pod name is the pod name which you got from this kubectl get pods -a command. Copy this driver pod name and substitute the value. So similarly you need to substitute for the other file as well, that is Databricks insert record.java file. Once you substitute this value, copy this command and execute it from the security machine. The first file was copied. Similarly, you need to copy the another file, copy the another command and execute from the security machine. Both the file were copied to the Kubernetes driver pod. Now once you copy these all the file, you need to log into the Kubernetes driver pod, from where you need to execute that Java program. So for login to the Kubernetes driver pod, you need to execute this command kubectl exe-it driver pod name, which was identified from the kubectl get pods -a command, and bin/sh. This is the command. You need to update your Spark driver pod name. I have updated my Spark driver pod name. Copy this command and execute it from the security machine. So once you execute, you will be logged into SSL, which means you are now logged into Kubernetes Spark driver pod, and you can validate the file which were copied from /temp directory cd/temp ls. So you can see the Databricks insert record.java file, Databricks jdbc42.jar file, and the Zulu directory which you have copied to this pod. So now once you are logged into Kubernetes Spark driver pod, you need to compile and execute the Java program. So for compiling, you need to execute this command. So in this command, you need to update the Zulu package name which you have copied to the Kubernetes driver pod, and similarly you need to execute this Java program. So for executing, this is the command, and in the both the command it will be same, just the first command will be the javac and the second one will be the Java. So once you execute this Java program, you will ask with the token ID. So the token ID will be the token ID used for connecting to the Databricks. You can use the same token which is used in the Databricks connector. Now we are logged into Kubernetes Spark driver pod. You need to compile and execute the Java program. So for compiling the Java program, you need to execute this command, and in this command you need to update your Zulu version which you have copied from your local system to pod directory. So you can find this Zulu directory name from this path, that is cd/temp, and here you will see the package name. So for me it is Zulu 8 ending with .32. Update this Zulu package name in this command and run this command as it is. So I have already updated this Zulu package name in this command. Copy this command and execute it from the Spark driver pod. It has successfully compiled the Java program. So now next step is to execute this Java program. So for executing, the command will be same, just there will be a difference, like first you need to execute the command with Javac, and next you need to execute the command with Java. So in this also you need to update the Zulu package name. I have already updated the package name. Copy this command and execute it from the Kubernetes Spark driver pod. So once you execute this command, it will ask for the Databricks token password. You need to update the same token which you have used in Databricks connection on IDMC. This is my Databricks token. Now once you enter the token, It will start connecting to Databricks and execute the query on Databricks side to validate the connectivity. So for me, the connection was successful, and also the record insertion was successful. It means the external test connectivity was successful from the Kubernetes Pod driver pod. So similarly, you can validate the connectivity for troubleshooting the CDI Advanced Mapping issue. For more information on executing this Java program and list of the command, please refer this KB article. We'd love to hear from you. You can send us a mail to supportvideos@informatica.com or tweet us at twitter.com/infasupport. Thank you.